All right, we're gonna do another quick little video here. This is a case where I have a customer that saw my gone fishing art item and didn't like that it was a salmon in there and would rather it be a trout. And so I'm gonna walk through how you can easily modify this drawing to incorporate this trout. Things you're gonna see during the course of this is pop-ups that are going to show you the keystrokes that I'm pressing, and hopefully that'll help you if I end up not telling you all the steps just because I'm so used to doing things. I may not tell you that I'm pressing a certain button, but just some little navigations. I'm using the wheel up and wheel down to scroll in and out. I can press on my wheel and hold it to move around, even though I'm just pressing on the wheel center. And so that's one of the ways that I navigate around is zoom in and out. I can press the middle button and move it around and then zoom in and out. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I want to get rid of this thing. And there's a few ways we can do it. I'm going to show you the way I do it because I want to control it very finely so that it's easier for me to make the corrections later. So I'm going to go to my node editing tool or shape tool up here. Then I'm going to come down and I'm going to left click on my drawing. Then I'm going to right click and say delete and then say delete there. So now I've separated that piece. Now I can come here and just left click and pull this together. And now they're joined and that piece is joined. And then I can left click and pull it around those nodes and then double click. Oops. And you got to get it where the mouse has got that plus sign and double click. And it still didn't work. I don't know why that's not working for me. Let's see. All those nodes at once. I probably can press the delete key. So the delete key works too. I don't know if it's because of these software I've got turned on that's preventing me from doing it, but that works. So I'm just pressing the delete key as I highlight them, and I'm bringing it down here, getting close to where they joined up. Now I'm going to press the delete here, and I'm double clicking that one, and double clicking that one, that one. Now this one, I can probably just pull it over here and let it connect. And then this one, I can probably pull it here and let it connect. And you can see that I didn't get it perfectly round here. I could come right click on it once it's, let me show. Once it turns to that S, you know that you're on the line. So I can say, make it go to a line. So two line. So now it's straight. And then I can say, make it go to a curve, and then I can kind of control it a little bit better to match the curve that it's coming into. So now I've totally erased the fish that was there, and now I want to put this one in there. Now I can just select this guy and pull him over, but already I can tell, hey, he kind of needs to face probably the other way in this drawing, but let's just see if we can get him to there this way. Oh no, maybe I did. So you just kind of use the handles on it to move it around. So I don't know about that, but let's just come up here to the top and there's a mirror horizontally. So I'm going to click that. And I kind of like that better with the fish facing towards the inside of it. So I'm going to grab him and just move him over a little bit. And then maybe try not to get it too small. So I kind of like that size right there. And this is the only area that it's going to be difficult to merge those two together. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to the node editing. I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to get rid of most of these nodes. Again, normally I could just double click on them, but I'm having to press delete here. And then I'm going to turn this one to a line by right clicking and saying to the line. And then put a node in here and bring it up here, put a node in here, bring this one down. And I'm putting nodes in by double clicking. We'll create a node, and double clicking again will remove the node. So I got that node in, and then I might want to say make that into a curve so I can make it kind of not so rigid coming into him. And I think I'm okay with how it's coming out here. I might just pull this down here to give it a little bit more connectivity. And then this one, I might just select that whole thing. Oops, I don't want to get that other one. Just select that whole thing and pull this up just a little bit so that it's not involved in the operation that I'm going to do later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld these two together. And we'll see what it does down here, but I think it should work out. So I go back, I press my select tool, and I'm just going to highlight everything. And then up here is a weld tool. And see if I can zoom in on this when I do the weld operation so that you can see what happens. And so what it did here is it just welded the fish into the mountains. And you see why I did that trimming of that piece so that it would just flow right into it. And then down here, it didn't really matter that that piece was kind of overlaying it because it did it the way I wanted to. And so now you have a easily editable file that you can put different shapes in. So I did the same with an elk. I put the elk in here and changed it to gone hunting. And, you know, it's a nice file that you can do multiple things with. You could add an eagle up here if you wanted to, all kinds of things that you can do. But that's what I wanted to show you on this little training session. I'll just show you the feel of it, how it's going to look when it's done. And again, one of the things that you might want to do after you did something like this, because I resized it from what its original size is you might want to get your dimension tool here and come in and check out how much room left on some of these pieces. So that down to 0.07's probably not going to work. And so you'd have to come in here with your node editing tool, click on that, maybe move this down a little bit, move this down a little bit, move this over a little bit. You can see I'm just kind of winging it, and until you get a little bit thicker shape there. And it's probably not going to affect the overall look of the piece, but it'll make it where that piece doesn't blow out. So let's measure it now, and let's see what we got. So now I'm up to 0.12, which my rule of thumb is 0.1. So like right here, I'm at 0.11 there. So some of that's going to blow out up there, but I'm okay with it because it's just going to blow out at a point somewhere in this area here, and it's not going to detract from it. But this might blow out for sure at 0.04. Yeah, that's not going to work. And so again, come to my node editing tool. I'm going to click on this, and I'll just pull this down and give myself some more room and pull this one up a little bit, and then see what we get when we measure that. Now, so, and you know, I would just work my way around all these narrow lines and try to make them where a majority of them are 0.1. So like these, what I might do on these is I might try and get rid of every other spline on these. And just to show you, I already did this once before, and I've already gone through that whole drawing, and this is what I ended up with. So let me, get out of that and get my pick tool or select tool, and I'm going to go to fill, and you can see kind of the difference between fish's tail and that fish's tail. What I had to do to, and these parts in here, what I had to do to get them not to fall out. So it changes the look a little bit, but I think it keeps the overall effect that we're going for and keeping the pieces all together and not falling away. Here's another fish that I've cut out, and I use that same edited file here over here and made some brackets for an espresso shop. And then this is one I'll show you next time, is how to do some text editing. So with that, I'm going to stop this recording if I can here, and we'll talk to you next time.